this thing on? Hey, welcome to tonight's episode of Pick Our Brains, a segment where we talk about anything and everything live and unedited. Tonight, I am your host, Mark Lee. And and to the left, we have Justin.
How you doing? That was perfect.
To the right, we have Marcel. Woo! So, just a reminder, regular shows are every Wednesday, 9 p.m. PDT. All right?
What is PDT?
Pacific
per that time.
Pacific date time? Something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because
it's typically like PST.
Yeah,
like.
there's PST and PDT, and I've been seeing PDT, which is weird for me, but I don't know. I've just been going with it. Yeah. So also follow socials, my socials, or follow the YouTube and ding the notification bell to be reminded or notified if anything's changed, the show times change, or if we're getting a new guest. So we'll see what we hold in the future.
Yeah.
So before starting our topic, how are you guys doing tonight?
Chilling, man.
I'm pretty good.
Cold.
Just
It's
tired.
cold.
Yeah, it is a little cold in here.
Cold.
Yeah,
everywhere.
yeah. I think I think the environment is good though for like computers, because
Yeah,
they tend to
Overheat.
overheat.
Yeah.
So having it in a cold environment is really nice. I
Yeah.
mean, at night it is really cold, but yeah.
I think too, because like Californians maybe just SoCal, we're spoiled with the sun and the good weather. So whenever we get something higher than 70 or lower than 70 degrees, we just panic.
I mean, I don't mind it. I like it really cold. It's easier to get warm than it is to get cool in the heat.
Well, as you can see, I'm sporting my mask tonight and staying 6 feet distance because I had a little, sniffle and itchy throat. So
Wait, what? No, I'm just kidding.
yeah, they were informed. I'm just keeping to myself, so we're good.
Yeah.
So tonight's topic is we're gonna be talking about morality.
Yes.
Ooh.
Sir.
And let's just dive into it. I want to get into the definition of morality. Let's go.
Shout out Webster.
let's go with Google's definition.
Oh, okay. Webster ain't in this one.
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe we'll see. I don't know. No, this isn't show. This is Google.
Let's
search.
roll the clip.
All right. So morality, it's a noun. So it says principles concerning the distinction between right and wrong or good and bad behavior. The reason I bring this up, the reason why I wanted to talk about this was because
You did something bad. You want to know?
And you just want to get your
you got
conscience clean.
caught.
So you have two people to, a devil and an angel on your shoulder. We're the real life angel shoulders.
just to make sure you guys were on my side, I had
Yeah.
to bring you guys on.
This is confession session.
Whatever you did, we don't accept it. No, just kidding. We've come to the agreement. We don't accept it.
Well, I think it's there's different types of moralities, right?
Indeed.
There's a personal morality and there's a social morality.
Okay, dive into that.
So, okay, right now I want to dive into personal morality, right?
All right.
So let's go full screen here, and there you go.
Nice
All right.
mask.
Okay, so this is original logo design made by me with the help of my cousin CJ. I don't know if he's in chat. Thank you, CJ.
Shout out CJ.
Shout out CJ. Yep. He's also the person that runs revival.clothing SF. So
Correct.
Check that out. So personal morality, right? Okay. Oh, sorry. Before we do that, hello May. Hello Ariel.
What's up?
Hey,
What's
Kaden.
going on, family?
Thank you guys for joining. So going into personal morality, everybody is different in what we think is right and wrong.
Yes.
Just it kind of just boggles my mind that it can be so different for everybody.
I mean, that is true. It's your subconscious is always going to try to defend itself.
Yeah.
And that's what I think is kind of weird, because we grow up. Okay, I'm gonna kind of tap into, or I'll bring in social morality into it already.
Okay.
We grow up with a guideline of what is right and what is wrong.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's even a political morality. There's a religious morality. You know.
Okay.
And it's kind of hard to distinguish what runs your life, right? Because yes, you could go into that religious morality, but what if the political morality is okay with it, right?
Yeah.
So it's very confusing for people growing up now, and I think it kind of gets difficult for even the newer people, the ones that are just being born, because they're very influenced with everything around them now, because they're more exposed than we were when we were younger.
I mean, most definitely, especially as far as like media goes.
Yeah. And there's also media morality, you know?
I mean, it's everywhere.
Yeah, there's morality in different things, which I find very difficult to keep up with.
So you're basically questioning which one we should generally follow.
Well, I don't think it's there is just one to follow is what I'm saying.
Like it's based on like certain like it depends. It depends on, you know, the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other thing is, how do we know what's right? Are we being told the right thing? Or are we just being led like, you know, sheep to a slaughter?
So, okay, this is generally okay, so I'm thinking of general right and wrong.
Yes.
Right? So, I believe that doing the right thing is the harder thing to do. The honest thing and the right thing to do is always going to be a lot harder. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
It's easier to take, in a sense, the easy way out, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So,
but there could here's this is like a drastic example. Okay. Say if I'm not all right in the head, right?
Okay.
And my morality says murder is good.
Uh-huh.
I told you he did something wrong.
Slowly
but surely.
He's confiding.
No. It okay, because I'm seeing things in like. I'm thinking in things like in the serial killer's head, right?
Yeah, well, I think like for that kind of stuff, that's like we said, it's specific. So I think because someone is not really all the way there, like let's say something happened to them, we don't know. In their mind, it could be right, but I think, you know, like you said, like a serial killer as like an example, we all know it's wrong, but in their mind, they're doing it right.
Yeah.
But I think with understanding that, not that it's okay, but why why do they think like that? I think understanding that kind of helps bridge that gap between, okay, this is why he did it, even though it's wrong. You know, this is why they think it's right, even though we all obviously think it's wrong.
Yeah, and of course there's things that go back to like what I say, political and religious morality, saying, you know, murder is bad.
Uh-huh.
And for me, it kind of like if you think about it in your head, where people like that have something off in their head, you know, I don't want to like get too deep into that.
Uh-huh.
But like imagine they're thinking we're doing them wrong.
Of course.
So it kind of
like, okay, so let's say you get a big room and you get 50 crazies and 50 sanes,
mm-hmm.
right? Now that's going to be a debate of who's right and who's wrong.
Okay.
Right? So because it's leveled out, it's going to be hard to tell. It's going to be hard to side with one side, right? Because you're going to be basing things off of the way you've grown up and the way you've raised, right?
Yeah.
But let's say if you go out into the real world, I would like to think there's a lot more sane people than there is more crazies, right?
Okay.
So that's why there's a general public saying, like, for instance, Charles Manson and the Manson family, they were crazy. And the general public agreed that.
For people that don't know Charles Manson, who's Charles Manson?
He was a murderer. He was kind of like a semi-cult leader, like a neo-Nazi, and he led people to murder. I forgot what it was called, but if you watch the movie, someone with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Is he a cult leader?
That's the Titanic.
With Brad Pitt though. I forgot what it was called. Someone tap in the chat. It's a great movie. It's about like Hollywood, something in Hollywood or whatever.
Oh, that's actually about Charles Manson?
It's not like 100% about it, but there is a glimpse of the story into that.
Oh, okay.
Because that murder happened. Yeah, it's a good movie. The story is crazy. They basically followed these celebrities and they broke into their house while they had a party and murdered them, like with knives, and they felt like they were cleansing the earth.
Okay, and think about hopping on top of that. Think about how societal morality changed over, say, the past century, or centuries, where it was okay to just take somebody's land just because you were stronger.
I mean, that's how it still is going on.
Yeah. It's just a little different now.
Yeah, there's just rules of engagement now. That's it.
But it's crazy that it changed, you know? It's crazy that it's more frowned upon now, but it was okay before.
It wasn't okay before.
It
just wasn't being documented.
Oh. So that's what you think people weren't okay with? I mean, of
definitely.
course,
obviously,
the ones being invaded weren't okay with it.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as morality goes, it's like if the world knew, so news can travel within seconds nowadays. Back then, hi mom.
Hi,
Mom. That threw me off guard. She's waving. Hi mom. So news is happening in real time. That's why the generation that's younger than us cannot be mentally stimulated anymore, because just like what Dave Chappelle said, like, we were taught to care as a generation. When something happens, it was devastating. We were focusing on that. We were grieving. But now everything is happening so
every
fast.
day.
Yeah, to where it's like I can't even focus on what's happening or what I can grieve about anymore. Like, so your mind subconsciously just becomes numb.
So you're saying the generation now is desensitized to
They're
these
desensitized 100%, because okay, so for instance, 9/11, the world stood still. The world stood still for our country when we got bombed. Right? Now that stuff is happening in different countries along the way. Then people are like, oh, another bombing. Oh, another bombing. And some people don't even know about it because they don't even want to pay attention to it.
I think now because of media, it seems like someone rams into the Twin Towers every day now, because it's documented. Like how we said, I'm pretty sure back then, if they had social media, it would be not, I don't want to say the same thing, but they would feel the same thing. That's why I agree with Dave Chappelle. We're kind of like, well, here we go, another one.
Yeah.
You know,
it's like I'm not even done getting over what just happened, and you want me already to react to the next thing that just happened? You know what I mean?
So do you think if we had that kind of coverage, we would fall under, say back then, we would fall under that same desensitivity to that?
Yeah, because, okay, I would say 95% or more people only do bad or wrong things because they believe they can get away with it. That's it.
I agree. I mean, thinking about like how you go about your daily life, and just the little lies you tell. You know, it's like can you get away with it? If you can, it kind of, I don't know if it gives people a rush. I don't know. But I think, like what you said, if they can get away with it, they're going to try and do it.
They're going to try and do it. That's what I've learned about people working in retail. As far as theft goes, if you give them a chance, they're going to take it. You know, we can't always believe in people 100% of the time to do the right thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I think that's also why, like, going back to the scenario you said about if you have 50 crazies, so to speak, and 50 sane. I actually disagree because let's say you have 50 sane and another 50 sane, but their morals and beliefs are totally different, and they're both for, like, the greater good. For example, like Walking Dead. I know that's, like, far off, but, like, you have a group of people who want to survive, but your morals and values could be different from the person next to you.
That's true.
Oh,
So
like
even if you're not a crazy, you know, you want the community to be friendly, and we all grow and we all love each other and whatnot. But your beliefs about, no, we should do it this way, no, we should do it that way, could be different. That's when conflict could arise, I guess.
Huh, that's true.
Okay.
Like, that's what it is, though. I think there's so many different views to look at it in situations. You could be in it.
What's crazy is it could be different types of positives.
Yeah.
You know? But some positives could be somebody's negative.
That's true.
Which is insane. You know?
Maylin asked a good question. She said, "What are your thoughts about living in with a partner before marriage?"
So this goes to what I'm speaking from. It depends on what I'm speaking from. So from a religious standpoint, religious morality says no, right?
Yeah.
It says you should be married before moving in with your significant other. Social standpoint or social morality is definitely okay with it.
Yeah.
For me, I guess I have to back up my religious. I don't want to say I guess I have to back up my religious beliefs.
I mean, you're entitled to your own opinion. You know?
Exactly.
Like, nothing's wrong and nothing's right.
So it's just like I can't advise anybody on that situation. Is what I'm naturally saying. I'm like,
It's up to you.
It's basically up to you.
Yeah. I mean, I also believe that as far as religion goes, if you're doing everything by the book, then yeah, you can't live in with a partner. But I feel like, what's up, Francis? How you doing?
What up?
How's it going, Francis?
I feel like living in with a partner before marriage, that's in simplest terms, it's like test driving the car before you buy it. You have to see how that relationship is on a personal level. Not necessarily I get why, because like religious morality, it could be that temptation of being together in a private space. I get that. But you're living with this person, trying to figure out their quirks and your quirks, and if you guys even mesh well to even live with each other, because time and again you don't know a person until you actually live with them.
Exactly. And how they have it now, say if they did go with the religious morality and they waited till they were married, over 50% of marriages end in divorce.
Yeah.
And nowadays it's only those that are really religious that are getting married.
Yeah.
You know, like people aren't really getting married that aren't into,
What's going on, Kiana?
Hey, how's it going, Kiana?
What up?
Yeah, so it's only usually religious people that wait till marriage to move into together and actually get married. So they actually don't know how the other significant other is outside of, dating.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know how they are when they're alone, you know?
So that in from what I'm thinking, it could be really tough, because then once, not only does it put a strain on your newly found marriage, right?
Yeah.
But you're still going to be learning how that person reacts and does things in their everyday life, because you don't, like you said, you don't have that test drive before buying the car.
Yeah, everyone has their own like thoughts about it. Like for me, I actually did it the way that is socially accepted. You know, I was living in with my girlfriend, my now wife, but before we got married, and we got to find out things that bugged each other. We got to learn how to cooperate and live with each other. Literally, we're seeing each other every day, every second of the day. There's no easy out for us to be like, okay, I'm out. I'm gonna go now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to my place. So I have my alone time.
Yeah, because I would be running away from the problem, in my opinion. But I mean, like I said, to each their own. Some people feel like, all right, get married and you do it. You guys live together, and you figure it out. You have to fight through it. But yeah, you could do that without, the marriage part.
Yeah.
Like just like going back to it, you're test driving the car, you have to see if the car is able to function well with you, if you like it feel, if you can deal with the issues that's going to come with the maintenance, and you're putting that all in your head and you're okay, I want to commit and buy this car. I want to commit to this relationship.
And I think, I'm not saying that's why marriages end, but that could also be a factor on to what affects the marriage, So it's like a coin flip in my head, where it's just like, I can't advise you because it's not what I'm told to believe.
Yeah, Whitney, my wife, actually, she said you can do that through marriage too. It's easier to leave if you're not married. When you wait till marriage, you can learn and continue to commit to one another.
I like that, but I'm gonna take the road not taken, where what if you want that out, because you are test driving that car, so if it's a bad car, you don't want to be stuck with it.
Okay, that's fair. That those are real situations.
Yeah.
But if you want that out, then you found out before you bought the car,
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is like, that's the social aspect of it, where it's just like, yes, it's okay to test drive the car. It's not, but it's just hard to push that to somebody that has those religious norms.
Claire, that's so random. She said human.
I know. I was just reading that.
I don't know if that was a question or if that was like just a statement.
That might have been a Tourette's comment.
Probably. She has Tourette's typing.
Okay, so what did Claire say?
She said humans are the only animals that label their actions good or bad. First and foremost, are we animals? Are we considered animals?
The Homo sapien.
Technically, yes.
We're
right?
Species. We're not necessarily animals.
We're a type of species.
Yeah, but not a type of animal.
I guess. What defines an animal?
I don't know, dude. Call up Webster.
Dave Bautista.
That guy's a beast.
Humans are the only animals that label their actions.
Humans are the only
good.
Dave Bautista.
So, okay, I kind of agree with that statement, though, because with animals, they're only living by instinct.
Yeah, but then again, you also have to think about, we are the superior being. So we have a brain to think of things to label,
Are we the superior being?
I mean, as far as
science can tell.
As far as we know.
I mean, I think
human being.
But I mean, like, food chain wise, like, if we could generalize things and categorize things and label things, animals are, like you said, they go off instinct, but at the same time, if they want to kill something, they could kill something because they're hungry, and that's fine with them.
That's the only time they kill.
I mean,
I don't think, because we're the only ones that kill for sport.
That's true.
No, we kill for survival too.
No, I'm just saying
he's saying like we're the only species that kills for sport.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
For sure. That's
I mean, I can't think of anything. I don't see any animals killing something if they're not going to eat it.
They just leave it there.
If they leave it there, it's because they're scared away from another predator.
I have allergies up the bank. She said, "Do you guys have COVID? You sound bad." I have hella allergies.
I have a mask on because I have I think like just a cough.
I'm the only one I'm fine.
Yeah, I'm allergic to Shadow, and he fell asleep with me earlier.
Oh, true. So
He was trying to eat my poke.
okay, so let's see. Whitney says you can do that through marriage too. Oh wait, hold on. We read that, right?
It says, as a spouse, you are under the covenant to deal with what comes with another person, and understand that you have flaws they are dealing with.
But I want to touch on that though, because I think you can get all that done with dating. Like, you should know what you're gonna get yourself into with that person before you commit.
And it's not necessarily marriage. It's you can't find that out only through marriage. You know, is what you're saying.
Sorry, at that being said, I sound like a asymptomatic.
He's a carrier.
I have the immunity blood.
So yeah, I think it's not limited to marriage. You can find stuff out about your partner through doing. I don't even want to know. I don't even want to say what I want.
That's the thing. You can find stuff about your partner through dating. True. But like I said, when times get rough in a relationship, when you're dating, you have that easy way out. You have that, okay, I'm going to go clear my head because I can go home right now. With me and my wife, it was like, okay, we're both going home. We're going to have to deal with this.
You're going to sleep in the same bed and have to
Exactly.
deal with it.
We're going to walk. We're going to drive. We're going to be in the same places together. So we have to deal with this. You know? When we started dating, yeah, when issues came about, it was like, okay, she goes to her house, I go to my house. And we deal with it in our own way in our head, and then we come back and we talk.
You know, I for some reason, I feel that's even kind of worse. Just because when you have that separation, you get all these negative thoughts.
Yeah.
And, like, I feel like it kind of gives you more time to add more fuel to the fire. But on the other side, it could also calm you down.
Yeah, for me in my experience, it actually, like, for me and my girlfriend, it actually works. Like, when you're, just to put it simply, when you're angry, you kind of can't think at all.
Yeah.
You know, you just worried about what you feel and what you want. But when you have time to, like, chill, you know, and then you can come together without screaming and stuff, I feel like that's the most productive scenario that you could, you know, possibly think of.
Okay. I agree with that, but let me throw something your way then. So let's say that's...
Well, riddle me this.
Well, hey, yo, check this out, right? So you got the situation, right? Well, you and your lady, right?
You sound like the guy from Ant-Man when he was talking about the Michael Pena.
Oh, my God. No, but okay, so here's the situation. You have that scenario. That's great. I understand that, and that's amazing. It works. But let's say you don't have the option to leave. You don't have the option to...
You mean physically leave?
Yeah,
physically leave. Calm down. Walk away from the situation. Because you guys are with each other every second of the day. You're forced to deal with that issue. You're forced to...
I mean, that's why you got space in the house. Walk away. No, explain.
Yeah, but then the fact of, like, it's easier to, like, when you walk past each other, you gotta go pee, you know, you go to the restroom, you're gonna see her, you know.
Well, I think that's why I said it comes with being with that person for a while before you commit to that marriage and before you commit to living in with them, because you've gone through everything that you could have gone through. When we're talking about arguments, regardless if you're in close proximity with each other, if you're able to talk it out, you know, when you're calm, I think if that happens over time, you know, you'll be fine. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. I mean,
I think it's different for everyone.
Yeah,
know?
but also, like, I would say, like, situations like that, let's say, when that happens in marriages, like, and it can work, you know? But some situations where it doesn't work because they can't deal with that. They can't adapt.
Yeah. They're that person that can't, like you said, adapt to that situation. So therefore they just need to, like,
leave.
Yeah. They're like, I can't get over this, so I'm out. You know, some people are like that.
I mean,
like, they can't deal with the stress of relationships.
I think that's the weak link.
Yeah. At the May said, "What's the worst thing you guys did as a child?"
Go ahead, you guys start, because I know I could trump it all. I could be every single story you guys have.
You might have to have a 2-hour show if you start. Worst thing I did as a child. Like
what signifies
what's a child?
Like teens or younger?
Child, guys, you guys don't know what a child is. What do you consider a
child?
I don't know.
Children?
Somebody up until 18, right?
No, I mean, that's you.
Because you have a child.
She means
you have
child like. I want to say child like before you hit your teens.
Okay, let's just substitute child for kid. What was the worst thing you did as a kid?
Eat.
Why is that wrong?
You know, I was a chubby kid when I was little.
So why is that wrong?
I was 150
Gluttony?
when I was 10.
Yeah.
No, I'm just playing.
He ain't playing.
I was like 149.
0.5.
I can't. Okay, first, the way the brain works, my brain works.
You play Pokemon too long.
it's all Pokemon up here. No, I can't really think of like anything I feel guilty about as a kid.
You're actually a really good kid. You're a really good kid.
Thanks.
We didn't. We took all the heat. We took all the heat.
You had to reach over just.
I was like, which one?
Like, I'm pretty sure there were times where I did something wrong and I did feel guilty about it, but I don't think as a kid I had anything too bad that haunts me to this day. It's just like I wish I did that over. Right? For me, at least.
Yeah, I could agree. I mean, I don't think
You never broke a vase or like.
No, but we're talking about what's the worst thing you did as a kid. So basically, like, you're intentionally doing this. Basically, your morals are being
are being tested.
I think because when you're a kid, you're so innocent. You just.
I don't know, bro.
Some kids are.
I was a bad kid.
So maybe this question's for you.
I don't know. I feel like May asked this question specifically to out me, dude. Like, Justin, you go.
Can you think of anything, Justin?
I can't. Like, I don't know. I might have to think about that one. The worst thing that I've ever done.
Just like what haunts me to this day is just like I need to take that back.
That's like a good question for our parents. They'd be like, "Oh, I can tell you."
Oh, true. Like what they did as a kid that.
No,
like,
about us.
Yeah, exactly. What your kid did is what I meant.
I think so me, it was a Thanksgiving worship service.
Oh, is this the offering?
Yep.
Oh,
you jacked that?
I remember
I stole
this.
it.
Oh my god!
I stole because we give offering to. I mean, obviously at church.
At church,
Mom gave us, I think it was $25 inside of an envelope to give to the church. I went to the restroom. I pocketed that $25, and then
you didn't even leave $5.
Dude, I was a kid.
So what'd you put in the envelope? You just gave an empty envelope.
I didn't give anything. And I think they found the envelope in the trash in the bathroom.
Oh.
I went out after the service and I used that money to go to the ice cream man.
Dude, the ice cream.
You were
National
buying
City?
ice cream for other people too.
Yeah.
National City.
Yeah.
The ice cream man was legit though.
I was like buying ice cream and candy for other, like, my friends, you know.
You're like, it's on me, guys.
Yeah, and that's the worst thing that I can, like, morally, like, that was 100% the worst thing I've done.
Now, do you still remember that moment?
Yeah, 100%. I remember everything, dude. Like,
can you describe the thought process? Because as a kid you were stupid.
Yeah.
As kids we're stupid.
Uh-huh.
Can you, since you remember it?
Yeah.
Can you describe that thought process that you went through to go to be like, I'm gonna pocket this money?
I hit the lottery.
So was the envelope sealed? I don't remember.
Yeah, it was sealed.
So you just
I just ripped it, bro. I just ripped it open.
Oh, you ripped the envelope. You didn't even like slide your finger under the.
No. I ripped it open, you know. And I actually, because as a kid, the number one thing that drove me, my biggest sin, and even as getting older and like things that tested my morals was greed. Greed was my biggest thing, you know. I always wanted more. I wanted more. It doesn't necessarily have to be money.
It's just more of anything.
Yeah, I wanted more attention. I wanted more friends. I wanted more things. I wanted money. I wanted to be able to obtain anything I can desire, you know? And that was my biggest downfall.
I think that, that basically describes the world.
Yeah, but everybody has their own
their own
sin.
level of greed.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like they call them the 7 deadly sins, right?
Yeah, definitely.
But there is one that you
identify with
more.
And greed was mine.
Wait, yep.
I would say Queen Marks. I would say Queen Marks was just like slothing. Like you were just
slothing.
I would say gluttony.
Gluttony, gluttony is in a sense like greed as well. I can see that, over consuming, doing.
Just because I had it, I would use it.
Yeah, but I would say like you were very like, even as a kid, you were very like content with what you had to like a fault.
Well, the reason being, I think I developed my morality very early in life.
Yeah,
where I felt like it was wrong for me to ask for what I wanted, because when our parents raised us, right? It was always go for what you need first and then what you want. And I always felt like for myself, I shouldn't ask them for what I want because they provide for what I need.
Yeah.
And I think that's what led to...
You were just a good kid, dude. like genuinely, you're a good... You're like the modern day you is Tyler, our cousin.
True.
Tyler is very smart. He's very capable. And he knows it, but he's not taking advantage of it. He's very humble about himself. And he doesn't ask for anything he doesn't need. And even if he does need it, he still will do his best to not ask. He'll try to get it himself.
Yeah. And
even from his own parents.
And going back to that, where it's just like, I think that's what started my hustle to just get my own money, where it's just like I had to save up to get stuff that I want. Because growing up, I know with you and at the Binks, if you guys wanted something, you'd ask mom and dad. If they said no, you guys would throw some kind of fit about it.
Yeah.
Right? Until, probably they wouldn't get it that day, but they would probably get it within that month or something like that.
So do you think morality in general is a combination of, because you said growing up, do you think it's a combination of growing up and what you believe in as you get older and as you develop your own?
Yeah.
I would say it's through teachings and experience.
Yeah, and like I said, everybody's morality is customized to themselves, to how their life played out, and how mature they become, and how fast they mature.
And there's other variables like your religion or your culture or
it feeds
your race,
and
human race.
Nico's so stupid.
I know. I was laughing earlier. I couldn't breathe.
And that's why I say, I have to speak through different moralities, because there are different moralities that affect my life.
By the way, that's true though, because my dad used to say, "You gotta change your shirt, or you're gonna get hika."
Okay, so this is what Nico said.
Happened?
He said, because we're talking about the worst thing we did as a kid, and then Nico said the worst thing that happened to Justin was when he plays basketball on Saturday and starts sweating. Then Uncle June got mad, told him to change his shirt.
If y'all don't know, that's an ancient Asian thing.
What's wrong with you sweating while playing basketball?
That's how you get a cold. That's
yeah,
what.
Yeah. Because Justin would play, then he would rest and kick it. He wouldn't change right away or shower right away. Like you, as an adult, you'd go to the gym, sweat, go home, shower. Justin wouldn't do that. He would kick it the rest of the night just in a sweaty ass shirt, and then Uncle June would yell at him.
Kiana said, "Kuya Mark, when I was a kid, you were like the Kuya dad." I would cry and go to you. Yeah, in that sense, I felt it felt nice to be needed.
Yeah,
right.
Always.
And I like to be that person that people can go to if they have a problem. I might not know the answer.
Yeah.
But I could.
You're a good ear for sure.
I could definitely lend my ear to help you find a good answer.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, the everything is customized to everybody's life. So my answer might not necessarily be your answer.
Yeah.
But I could lead you to what you think is the answer.
Sons of Anarchy was outside.
So I know.
Shout out to Jax.
Shout out to Jax Teller.
Claire said, does jealousy have value in driving humans to improve themselves? Or is it a purely negative emotion?
What do you guys think? I think
Jealousy by itself?
It depends on how you use that jealousy as motivation.
bingo. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Because you could be jealous and just be like, oh, I hate that person for having a car.
Like, I mean, in a sense, a sin is envy, you know?
Yeah. What are you going to do about it? You know?
But I also, I mean, so in my personal mind, like, I have different definitions for it. There's jealousy and envy.
So you think those are different?
But I think they are different, though.
I think they are different. I think jealousy is just you being a hater, you seeing something that, or someone is better or has something better, and you're just a hater. You're not doing anything to improve yourself. But for me, envious is like, I envy your lifestyle because I want to have that. So I will do what I can to have that.
Haters gonna hate, and ainers gonna ain't.
Yep. And that's facts, no printer.
No cap.
He learned a new term today, guys. No cap.
No cap.
No cap in his rap.
GGmarclee learned what no cap is today, by the way.
Yep.
He didn't know what cap was.
It's like we were just watching. We were just all laying down. What's cap?
I really don't okay. I don't get today's lingo because I'm just like, why not just speak English? Why use?
Because that's their morals and beliefs, man.
Yeah, bro. Nurture and the nature.
Who am I to question their morals or beliefs? Right?
Exactly.
Okay.
I think you touched on it. You hit it on the nail, like whatever that saying is. I don't know. Yeah, like jealousy is just it's a pretty complex thing, but in all honesty, just worry about yourself. And if you want to use it as motivation, then use it as motivation.
Yeah.
And okay, see that I kind of want to go back to a topic that I said before, is
What's up, Nate?
You have to use if you're jealous of something and you want it, you can't just expect to get it, right? You have to also put in that work. But I also think jealousy is you can what is that?
You can pick it up from the people that raised you?
No, I think it's something that you kind of develop on your own, because I think naturally to see someone succeed, it should be enlightening, right?
But I think that's when what Marcel was saying, it's not jealousy anymore. It's like envy.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, oh, like, it's not, you're not really hating, but it's like, wow, like, that person is doing.
You're striving to be like that or get something like that.
Yeah, it's like, man, he can do it. Like, how come he can do it? Or how come she can do it? But that, like how you were going to say, that should motivate you to, you know, achieve whatever you want to achieve.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So let's see. I want to go what Kiana said before it disappears. It says, Queen and Marcel, when we would have our big family dinners at a restaurant,
Stop capping.
you would wait to be the last one to leave to take some of the tips our parents left. Did you do that?
Never.
Oh, okay.
Stop capping. That's hella cap.
Dang, that's pretty.
Bro, I would be the first one out running because I like to run. You tripping. No one, no parent in our family in their right mind would leave me last anywhere.
I'm trying to think, did that happen when we were little?
But before we continue, hey, what's up, Julianne? Hey,
what's good, Julianne? What's good, Nate?
What's up?
Hey, Nate. Thanks for joining the podcast. Let's see, what else was
Jada
said?
Kiss laugh.
What?
Nathan, he said Jada Kiss laugh. English evolves.
Okay, let's see.
No, I like Malin's. Off topic. But what are your thoughts about the COVID vaccine and that the first ones that are getting it are the first responders? Okay.
Okay,
It's an airplane situation.
Let me chime in real quick, because I heard I don't think the first responders were the actual first ones to get it. I think it was the elderly that were the first to get
No,
it.
responders were the first ones to get it.
Are you sure?
Responders, yes.
Because here's
It was an
what
elderly
I heard.
first responder.
Here's what I heard.
Yeah,
and
it is. It
what
starts
I-
off. It starts off in this. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Here's what I heard and here's what I think. I think they gave it to the elderly, and there was somebody one of the elderly that were saying, why give it to me? Why not give it to the people that will be here in 20 years? Right. And from my perspective, I was just like, I think the reason why they gave it to you is because you're not going to be here in 20 years.
We're going to use you as the guinea pig.
Yeah, that's how I was like, oh.
I mean, even these tests, even the COVID tests aren't necessarily FDA approved. They're only emergency.
Yeah.
You know?
It's because
it's an emergency state.
Yeah.
They were FDA approved.
No.
They were.
None. None of them are.
Can you pull it up?
Pull it up, fool.
I don't know. Let's see.
Oh.
Let's see. So what do I look up? Our COVID,
Put
COVID
FDA,
tests
put FDA
approved?
COVID.
FDA COVID?
FDA COVID vaccine, not test.
No, test. Because we were saying that the tests aren't.
Oh,
FDA.
then yeah, I'm wrong. Sorry about that. The vaccines were
The vaccines are approved.
they're FDA
yeah.
approved.
Yeah. But
okay.
the tests aren't. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying. It was only because if you get a test, it says on your paperwork that this is only approved through an emergency pandemic. These aren't approved tests. That's why some people say it's 40% effective.
Well, would you guys get the vaccine then?
Yeah. Okay, so what I was going to say, Queen Mark, was...
Okay, go ahead.
My buddy works at Loma Linda Hospital, and he deals with blood work, right?
And you're sure he was the first to get it?
No, I'm gonna tell he wasn't the first to get it.
Oh, okay.
Because how they do it, it's okay. So the U.S. is an airplane, right? And let's say the airplane's going down. They say you're supposed to secure your mask before you secure any child or anyone else.
Yeah.
Because how can you help someone else if you're dying?
Not only that, though, but okay, I don't see it as like an airplane. I see it as don't you want to test it on the...
It's not even necessarily a test anymore. It's like, yo, you either get this and we'll see what happens, or you could just die.
No, but what I'm saying is they had to test it first, because of course they tested on animals, right?
Yeah, they put it through human trials. That's why it's been FDA approved.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm saying the first human trials were the elderly, I think.
No, they had multiple
Age
groups, different ethnicities.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's why it was FDA approved, because they
did a full test. Yeah.
Okay.
But as far as it rolling out to the general public, they're giving it to first responders because it's like that. Like, they have to have it in order to give you the test. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't make sense if they're giving you a test, you get it before them, they end up getting sick.
I don't know.
For me, I don't know. As long as it doesn't give me like diarrhea or something, you know, like, because there's always got to be a side effect for everything.
Yeah. Diarrhea is the only thing that you're worried about?
Side effects will be spending your stimulus checks.
We got to see it. Let's roll the dice. Let's see what happens first, and then I'll take it.
Yeah, I'll probably be like the third or fourth wave.
Nah, bro, I'm gonna be like on the last wave until
the last wave.
Yeah, because I'm gonna treat this vaccine like it's the iPhone, bro. I stay one generation behind.
Oh, so it's basically like if everyone is immune already, they're not gonna affect you anyways.
Pretty much.
Okay, I see.
My question is, if you get the vaccine, do you have to wear a mask anymore?
I would say yes.
Okay,
but
see,
we don't know.
I would say yes and no, and that's my opinion.
Would they give you like a card, just like I'm vaccinated?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. We're not there yet. But like in the movie, was it Songbird? In the preview, the guy had like a bracelet like this. Like, this is my emergency bracelet. This is an emergency contact bracelet for me. But like, he had one that was similar like this, and he was like, I'm immune.
Oh, so it had like a color on it or something.
It was a certain color band, and it had like a certain chip in it, I guess.
I think I lost what I was gonna say.
It's okay.
Nate said yes, still wear masks till cases are out of here.
Oh, okay.
All facts.
About masks, I was just like, the thing is, the masks help for not only just COVID. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's for sure.
That's why I was just like, why are masks not going to be a thing? Why masks should stay? If you feel ill, you should keep your germs to yourselves.
In Asian culture, it's like that. Like, if you go literally to
Japan.
Asia,
it's morally correct.
Yeah, but that's exactly. There you go.
Yes, what's good? I'm all about that fax note printer.
But I think like we were saying, the mask. It's not even. It doesn't even have to be for you. Like in Asian culture, they do it to protect other people
exactly
from getting sick because they're sick.
It's basically a morality thing where it's just like you don't want to be the cause to get somebody else sick.
And that's what they value over there. That's how they roll.
And I think it's something we should take a page out of their book, Yeah, we have to do it now, but it should stay because, think about other people.
Whitney is such an introvert. It's typical what she said. She's like, I'll probably get it. And if I die, I die.
So simple.
True. It's true. So some people are like that, where it's just like, I want to get it so I can be the ones that can go out already. If it kills me, it kills me. That it's my time to go.
And I'll go down in history
as the first one.
No way, dude. Go down in COVID.
We'll see how it goes. If it's good to go, then it's good to go. But if
I'm waiting for a zombie apocalypse.
Oh God.
Or a rabid.
Sometimes I think about that and I'm just like, why can't it come yet? But then we wouldn't be able to play video games. So. And then I'm just like, no, don't let it come.
I have a question that might be a good one. Do you think you guys, now riddle me this.
Oh yeah. Damn.
Do you think COVID has changed your morals and values? Or I guess your morality in general?
Slightly. Not like I'm a completely whole brand new man. I just learned different things.
I think it kind of affect how I view people in public.
Yeah.
And how I let people view me in public, because you remember there's this joke where it says before pre-COVID you would cough to hide a fart.
I'd never do that. If
you're like me, you'd cough too early and then you'd fart. And I'd have to do.
But nowadays, it's like you have to fart to cover a cough.
Nah, I cough and I'm like, "What's up? You want to get closer or what? What's good?"
But it's just like, it's just how people perceive you is because being Asian, of Asian heritage, people, the ones that think Chinese caused it. It doesn't matter what.
Like the stigma against them?
Yeah. And it doesn't matter what Asian you are. An Asian is an Asian because they're not cultured. They think
chill with that A word, bro.
They think everybody from Asia is from with China,
Time out. We got like a couple minutes. Are you guys down to go for another hour?
Put in the comments if you want us to go down for another hour.
So 10 to 11? You guys are crazy.
Yo, chat. Let us know if you want us to go till 11. But anyways.
Yeah, so that kind of stigma kind of affected my morality as well, where I'm just like, if I see somebody coughing, I'm just like, I got to stay away.
Yeah, well, it's everyone's just disgusting in the U.S., period. Like,
yeah, and the thing is, our leaders here aren't really doing anything to correct the vision of it.
What are you talking about? It's going to be huge. This virus is huge.
I like how off topic, like everything he says, it's like we're doing great. But then, dude, we're like we've done so many tests. It's great. Like it's not great, bro.
It's funny when he gets like he's capping like on the podium, and then his guys next to him are like,
yeah, like, bro. And we can see the death totals like going up and up. It's like, dude.
He's like, what do you mean? I've been saving people this whole time. And then like, what's his name? Fauci, whatever. Yeah. He's on the sidelines like, bro, what? Like, nah, bro. Like, you weren't listening to me, bro. It's so funny.
Forget that fool. Get him out already, dude. Get that dude out.
But anyways, like, yeah, with COVID, it made me think about other people. Like, it made me look at other people different ways. I mean, it made me look at people prioritize things. Like,
yeah.
What do you really care about?
Yeah, basically. Because, everybody just wants to be safe, right? And you just want to get through your day. And it sucks that little things like just going to the grocery store can end your life.
Mm-hmm. Definitely think it'll teach people to be just more clean in general. I mean, like, I can't really imagine if you haven't been washing your hands when you get home and it took COVID to do that, then, you know, good for you. But you should have been washing your hands
Ooh, dang, May.
a long time ago.
Chill. Both of them are socially acceptable.
I think it's made people more conscientious.
Yes, more aware
of themselves.
That's a 10-letter word.
Conscientious.
Don't know how to spell it though.
SC, not CS.
So May says, "Why is farting socially unacceptable, but burping is?"
They're both acceptable.
I think they're both acceptable. It's just people are more shy about farting because it usually leads to a stink. Whereas
it comes from your butt,
bro. Look.
But see, we don't care about that here.
It's not. It just smells. That's it.
Yeah, I mean it's normal. It's just people don't want to. I think it's the stigma of social standards. It's the stigma of social standards that says, "Oh, farting is disgusting," but it's not. It's a natural part of the body.
I just think it's because it comes from your butt and the burp comes from the mouth.
So
that's
okay. I guess because the butt is where the waste comes out. Is that why?
That's what I'm guessing. I don't know. I still fart.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I mean, of course, do you try and keep it silent or you just let it rip?
If I'm in a meeting, you gotta hold that in. Or what you do. This is what you do. You widen, and then spread those cheeks so it goes out like this.
Okay, but is that morally correct?
Yeah, okay.
Or should it be loud enough for people to be aware?
Because when you burp, okay, say you're in a meeting, you burp, you just, excuse me.
That sounded like a fart.
Never that, yeah.
Right?
I'm like, I like burp on the mouth. And go,
but you say excuse me, right? Like if you're in a professional setting, you just like
when you fart.
No, when you burp.
Oh,
but then there's no term for when you fart. You don't just say excuse me.
Or what if you just cover up a fart with a burp and a burp with a fart?
No.
I guess that's based on your morals and values. Then.
Yeah. Claire doesn't believe in farting in front of people.
When do you? Oh, farting.
Yeah,
we fart every day.
See, I don't trust people that can't fart in front of me because that's how I know
you're comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they probably have different morals, dude.
True. I mean, like unless like they really rip it, then I could. I think that's even better because if there's like rips and stinks, I'm just like, dude, you trust me that much?
Oh yeah, dude. I think if you're not yourself and you don't fart in front of your loved ones and close friends, then you're probably a jerk. You probably voted for someone you're not supposed to, and you're probably just weird by yourself.
Yeah, I agree with Whitney. It causes more gas backup and pain.
What?
I never had that.
But there
it feels
are
good when you let it out.
Yeah. No. That's she said. If you hold it in.
Oh, if you hold it in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Auntie Liz.
Hey, Auntie Liz.
She said that's why I said your uncle farting is a good thing. Oh my god, I remember the days like when we would sleep when I would sleep over your house, and your dad would let out the loudest farts, and I would just hear him laughing from the other room. And then Auntie Lisa would just be like, "Dad!"
Gross.
But there are situations where it's just like you're surrounded by people in a close proximity. Say an elevator. Do you let it rip?
I think there's a time and a place because socially it's seen as
disrespectful.
Yeah, it's just kind of like do that when we're not in
close proximity
where we are. No one wants to really smell your funk.
Yeah,
I guess.
Okay.
Like I said, it comes from your butt, so they're not gonna want, But
it's funny, but
I think the worst thing about farts is just the sound.
No, I think the
sound is funny.
I think it's the best part.
Yeah,
the smell is the worst part.
Imagine if it sounded like that, but it smelled like the best smell ever.
Yeah, that's why the sound would be the worst thing.
I don't know.
That shit gets that. Nah, but I think Claire's just capping. She farts. She
farts. She just doesn't fart around us.
Claire seems like the one to like trap it in her hand and smell it.
That's how you get pink eye.
Claire's like,
She's like, that's why I don't want to fart around you, because I want it for myself.
That's how you get your nose hairs all stinky.
Don't say a word. Nobody say a word.
So what? We end in here? You guys want to keep going?
Nico said 30 minutes.
All right. We'll end at 10:30.
Sounds fair.
All right, I'll see you guys later.
So we're going longer for you guys. We're going longer for you guys.
Yes, sir.
We do enjoy these chats, and because we don't get time like this too often, especially during the holidays.
Time out. Pause. Who is that? WCZY.
That's Eric, Caden's friend.
He said,
"Hey Eric,
mortality, my guy.
It's a morality.
Morality, my G. So I guess mortality is savage. That mean you can die easily.
He got a savage death or death rate.
I don't know. Maybe you should talk to my guy Webster. And his cousin Siri.
So with continuing with this discussion, how do you think social morality has affected your own choices of morality?
How do I think social morality?
Like what other people's
belief has
influenced my
yours?
beliefs?
Yes.
It opened up more conversation.
In what way?
Everyone has different beliefs. Everyone has different opinions, and sharing it, I mean, it helped me understand other people and why they feel certain ways.
Now, has something somebody else has taught you, has that ever changed your morals?
I think over time, as for me personally, as I got older, is learning that we're all different, and we can even be as close to similar as possible, and you'll be far off in your beliefs and morals, and
accept it.
Yeah, and it's not even like you need to agree with people's beliefs and morals, because it's all about what you want to believe, you know.
Yo, leave who is it? Was it Eric? Leave Eric alone, guys. Whitney is getting so upset for him. Everyone's like, who is that friend? Who are you? Yeah, Kaden. Don't pick on him. He's a child.
Leave my man alone. Yeah. I didn't even forget what I was gonna say.
But you said as we get older.
Yeah, as we get older, I think for me personally, it's just everyone, believes in their own thing, and you just gotta roll with it. I don't even know. I got thrown off. I'm laughing
agree.
still.
I agree with Nate. He said, I feel we change due to impact of others consciously and subconsciously. I believe that everybody's subconscious does a lot more work than they actually give credit to it, because consciously you want to follow good things and you want to do things, but your subconscious is always there telling you what is good, Now this is a hard topic that I'm about to bring up. How do you choose when you have religious morality? How do you choose what to do if you don't believe in that type of morality? In that specific situation,
in that specific religious morality. Like, everyone expects you to do this, but in social standards, it's not what you think you should do.
Okay, so this is a little bit of both sides. Now, a religious morality is something expected of you, right? In a sense. Now that's expected of you. And that's not generally.
This is by choice. This is what you choose your religious morality to be.
But there's also things to where it's like in people's religions and practices, you can believe in the general thing, but not with every single thing.
Yeah,
because that's just cultish. If you start, whatever it is, I'm gonna do it. Like, you have to ask questions. You have to, question things in order to learn more, In my opinion, if you have to change who you are as a person and your general moral being, and you have to change yourself for a religious morality, I don't think that's okay.
But because you saying that, this is coming from a sane person. So saying it's
no, it's not. No, it's fine.
but say like someone that has bad morals switching over to a religious morality, it's good. It's a good thing.
Yeah, I mean it's a start to having better
judgment
and morality. It's not saying, hey, since you're doing this, follow it 100% and you're gonna, you'll be all flowers and roses.
Yeah.
Like, no, you gotta learn, and like what Nathan said, you change consciously and subconsciously. So that's how I go. What do you think?
I think I was trying to say earlier, as you get older, I feel like your morals and beliefs definitely do change. If you're more, keen towards your religion, obviously that's like a separate other thing. I think it's just really on what do you want to follow and what you want to believe and what you want to hold to your chest. So, and wear it on your sleeve. So, I guess it's just, it's all upon what you believe in, what you.
Yeah. And also, I also believe in, like, are you literally just going to be a sheep that follows? Or are you going to be a smart one that actually follows, but ask more questions?
Is sheep that follows or a smart one?
Or it's like, okay, it's like if, it's like saying, like,
sorry, it's just funny.
If we're going on a road trip, right? You're the driver, right, Mark?
Okay.
And you're like, we're gonna go, or you're just driving, and I'm like, I'm gonna just hop in the car. I don't know where you're going, but I'm gonna get in the car. But Justin is the one that's like, all right, I'm gonna get in the car too, but where are we going? Why are we taking this exit? Why are we going this way? Which state are we going to next?
You mean like backseat driving?
No, just finding out.
Oh, okay.
Finding out the journey, learning more about what's going on. He doesn't know where he's going, but he has the drive to learn more about it. For me, if I'm just hop in the car, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm just waiting until you get there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're not learning and growing. So that's how I look at it.
Okay. Look at Eric trying to get on the good side right here. I see you, Eric.
It's my man. You gotta choose your own path.
All right.
Now I want to go back to what May asked. She says, "What are your thoughts about the death penalty?"
I love it. No, I'm just playing. I don't know.
I love
What are my thoughts on the death penalty?
Oh my
I don't think that does California still do that. I don't think California is one of the states that still does that.
I don't know, but I know that Florida has it, right? And I know Ohio has it.
I don't know. Honestly, don't know.
I know Ohio has it for sure.
What do you feel on that?
Okay, so
Dang, he took a
because what I'm about to say, people might not agree with, and it's very, I don't know, it's controversial.
I told you, y'all, we're almost there. We're getting to the bottom of this. He did something, and we're almost there.
So it's very controversial on what I think. I think the death penalty is it should be offered more.
Okay.
Or it should be.
What do you mean offered more?
Not offered. Sorry, not offered. It should
like
be
legal.
It should be given more, because there are people that are put in jail. They are guilty by all standards. There are I believe there are innocent people that were framed, right?
Uh-huh.
But this is the one I'm talking about are the for sure guilty. The evidence proves everything, right?
Uh-huh.
But then they're just wasting taxpayers' money staying in the system.
So it's all about money.
It's not just about money. It's the waste of resources.
Okay, but how about this? Let's say if money wasn't an option, it wasn't like a problem, and like jail is free. Everything is it's not the taxpayers' money.
Yeah,
like Trump is paying for it.
I would say no death penalty. Like let them live out their days.
So the issue is the money.
The issue is the resources. Money is a resource.
Yeah. So in a sense, it is the money, because you said
no. Money is a resource, but I'm saying it all comes down to resources.
Did you rob a bank? and kill someone.
That's what I said, man. We're almost there.
We're getting there. You know, like
He's gonna confess soon.
call up Van away because I'm about to solve this puzzle.
Yeah, so I think because what they say about this world, our resources are finite, and we don't have that much, especially with the population on how it's growing. We are at the point where we're trying to make fake everything so that we can continue to sustain life on this earth. We're breeding cattle, we're breeding food just to slaughter them, and I'm okay with that because I love meat. But I'm just saying,
what?
Okay, I'm gonna skip.
I'm just playing.
No, like
The way he said it though. I love meat.
He even had breath in that meat.
Oh, dude, my glasses are fogging. But yeah, I'm saying that we're doing things on this earth to try and keep the population growing, and yet we have, like I said, a finite set of resources that we can't just like delete.
You sound like Thanos.
Right? He about to just.
You want that gauntlet?
Hell yeah.
I'll say that. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. So for me, I think that it's really hard to decide whether, if a man can decide whether another man or a woman can live.
Yeah.
Like that's such a. That's not. I feel like that's not for us as humans to decide.
I think if the death penalty is legal, then murdering should be legal.
It's just something where I understand what. It's something
okay.
where I don't think we can decide that. Honestly, for me,
But
I think it's up to God if things happen for a reason.
Who are they to take somebody else's life?
Exactly. Who are they? Like, I don't think a man. Because you asked, like, you feel like...
So you believe an eye for an eye is okay?
No, I believe that if you get rid of the problem, it won't be a problem.
What problem?
Yeah, what?
Say it's a murderer,
Okay.
and they
You took him off the street and he's not murdering anymore.
Yeah, but then now we're feeding him, we're giving him a good life, as those standards go.
Okay.
He's still breathing, not like his victims.
But he has to live the rest of his life in suffering.
How is he suffering?
He's not murdering anymore.
He could do that in jail.
Bro, even if he does it in jail, he's in jail.
Because I think if you're talking about jail, it's a form of punishment, not reinforcement.
Yeah.
And sometimes I don't believe that because, okay, this goes to show when somebody gets out of prison and they liked it there, but they were let out on good behavior, they commit a crime just to go back. Some of the, I'm not saying everybody does.
Yeah.
But there have been instances where that has happened because when they come out, they have no more job. They have no more a bed to sleep in. They don't have food that's put on the table for them.
That's up to them. You know what I mean?
No, but people, like I said,
are you saying like when they get out, they become like jail makes them worse?
No, I'm saying that they depend on jail because jail provides everything. Tell me something that
there is people that are out there like
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, tell me something that jail doesn't provide for them.
Yeah, I mean that's true. I get
freedom. That's about it.
Yeah.
But their life is scheduled. They have something to do. They have yard time. They have
not everyone has yard time.
No, I know, but I mean yard time is a privilege.
Yeah, because if you kill someone, you're not gonna have yard time.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Figured it out. You went to jail. We knew it.
He killed somebody. He ain't never had yard time. That's
what he wanted. Yard time. He wanted reading time. Yep. Visiting hours.
Yep.
So that's why I think that's just my thought on it,
Whitney says, everyone has a right to change their life and turn to God, no matter the sin. I agree. But I still believe that when time comes, they will still answer for those sins.
In God's time.
Yep.
You have that chance if you're left alive. But then I don't know. I just feel like the grave sin that you commit, say you murder someone purposefully, you cannot repent for that.
Okay, look, I can murder someone purposefully. I can genuinely murder someone, like, with a cause. Like, for me, okay, let's say if...
Sorry, this doesn't include, say, going to war, fighting for your country.
But why not?
Because that's okay. That is the social morality where you have to. If you're a soldier, you're put on the front lines to serve your country.
Okay, so bring it back to home base then. So someone breaks into this house right now, and we have some sort of altercation. I'm gonna use, if not equal, but more force of deadly nature against that person in order to protect my loved ones in his house.
Okay.
So let's say if that ends up in murder.
Okay.
But that's different, though.
Yeah, that's self-defense.
Okay, but it's like I could have defended myself to have him or her completely detained.
You don't know that.
But I went to the limit of killing.
You don't know that.
Exactly.
Wait, so are you saying, does that make you a murderer?
Yeah, does that make me a murderer?
No, not
or
if it was in self-defense.
You know what I'm saying?
Self-defender / murderer.
So that's what I'm saying. Like,
No.
what is the line? Because at the end of the day, my hands killed somebody, right?
Yes,
I
but
think
I took the life of
cause.
somebody else.
I think it's the intent.
In the it's how.
So
how
if
it
your
is caused.
intent is to go seek out to murder, then obviously you're a murderer. But if the result of the altercation is murder and you were the one who were attacked, that's more of like kill or be killed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. If I know he's coming in to kill,
yeah,
then off top,
or if you don't know he's gonna come in to kill.
Okay, if bro comes in with like a machete, right?
Yeah.
If some dude comes in with a machete, I'm like, okay. If I get my hands on him, he's dead. That's my mindset.
Well, he got a weapon.
Yeah,
But okay, so that's what I'm saying. But my intent,
you don't know what his intent is.
I'm gonna kill him.
Yeah, you don't know what his intent is.
That intent is because you're defending yourself. It's not because you sought him out because he's holding a machete in his garden.
First of all, how to get a machete?
Bro, you can get one like out of Amazon. You could
get one on Home Depot.
Yeah.
I ain't never seen no one walk around with a machete.
That's what I'm saying. If he's in his garden, he's holding a machete, you go and kill him, that's murder. But if he's coming into your property with a machete, you have the right to defend yourself, and if it comes to murder, then that's how it happened because you need to protect you and your own. But now if
Cap. Because I mean, I'm bringing it up. If I was black, it wouldn't be the same way.
It's exactly, and that's a social morality that this world has right now is skin color. You know,
exactly. I would be looked at as the criminal.
Exactly, and that's why there are certain races that have to play a fine line on morality because that's not how social morality views them.
But that's what I'm saying, though. Because are we saying it just because this is a situation of me? It's okay? You know what I'm saying?
No, it's a situation where you used you as an example.
Okay, switch me out for like any black American. And that happened.
No, I think it goes without saying there is an unfair injustice when it comes to, viewing people of color.
Yeah.
That's already known. We need to get past that though, and change needs to happen, and we need to stop talking about it. Not stop talking about it, but there needs to be action behind the words.
Yeah. I mean, it's a rough conversation.
Yeah.
But it's a moral issue, because I honestly, I was like getting close and buddied up with some people that share different beliefs when it comes to this issue, and I dropped them like flies.
Yeah.
Easy.
I kind of want to go. Sorry, before we dive deeper into this, I want to go back into what Whitney's saying, where she says you can repent for any sin.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that. You can repent. it does not mean you will be forgiven. They can be forgiven, but will they? That there's a difference.
What do you mean?
Forgiven from who?
Yeah.
Like
just say you from a higher being on what your religion believes. Okay, you can be forgiven, but will you? That's the question. You will be judged, like she says. She says, that's what you believe. You will be judged.
All sins are forgiven. That's what I believe. All sins are forgiven, but because we do commit sin, it is punishable by death. That's it.
I don't think there are grave sins that can't be forgiven.
Because if it was like, I guess
because there's a sin and there's a grave sin.
But what makes a sin bigger than the other?
Sin is a sin, bro.
It depends on your religion.
Okay, but what's a grave sin? What's an example of a grave sin?
I think murder was one of them.
Okay.
I told you we're almost there.
No, I think murder was one of them.
Punishable by death, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, but so is every other sin.
That's
the reason why we.
Okay, yeah, a sin is a sin.
Uh-huh.
I'm not a Bible expert.
That's what I struggle with, because the fact that people think that there are sins bigger than the other.
No, I think all sins are there. There are sins that are all the same, but I think there are sins you can't be forgiven for.
I think that's up to God.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just like you said, who are you to play judge, jury, executioner?
Yes.
But, on the same thing, it's just like, because in my head, if they did that, why can't it be done to them?
Yeah.
So it is bad to say it's an eye for an eye, but that's what it is. But if, say, it's taken care of, then, like I said, wasted resources aren't going to be used.
But I feel like if you want to make the death penalty okay, and you want to make it that it should happen.
No, I'm just saying it should be given out more. I'm not saying it should
like
happen.
Loosely. That's
not loosely.
Someone's life, though.
Not loosely. I'm saying if it's for sure they're guilty, and it's something like murder. I don't think murderers should be left alive.
Huh.
Why do you think?
But there are some cases that I've watched court cases before, and there's some cases where the family don't even want the murder of the slain loved one to be executed. They want them to live their life. Yeah,
they believe that in jail that they will come to an understanding that they will change themselves.
So I got a scenario for you then. You know what DID is?
Dead on arrival?
That's DOD.
Dead in arrival?
Yeah, so dissociative identity disorder.
Oh,
so
okay.
Do you know what that is?
Yeah, that's like multiple personalities.
Yeah.
Right?
So let's say, for instance, something happens like that where someone has that case. Let's also say they have some sort of mental illness where, things happen, right, and they can't control it. So let's just say, for instance, let's say they get out of control and they end up murdering someone. So from what you said, do you believe he should get the death penalty then? Because
that's different, because
that's what I'm saying.
No, that's different, because like you said, they're ill in the thing, right? In the head, right?
Yeah. So it can't be black and white.
It's not. And I didn't say it's black and white.
Yeah.
It's just like, I'm saying, if that person was in their right mind, they committed murder, because there are people like that where it's just like they committed murder, they knew what they were doing, there's evidence against them that they're sane, and they still did it. They chose to do it. It was a choice that they made. That that's what I'm talking about. But the ones that you're talking about are mentally.
So you're saying it should. Just a preface, for me, I feel like only God can decide that. But we're talking about
we're talking
the
about
law
the law.
Okay,
the
so
law.
you think laws should be changed?
No, I'm not saying
not all laws, but that law.
I just
should be given out more.
We're getting closer.
I'm almost there. That's I'm trying to work them, man. I'm trying to work them.
No, I think I can't review every case. I don't know any.
I win all my cases.
I don't know any past cases on how strict they were on giving death penalties, but I'm also saying that some of them were not. It shouldn't have happened. You know, there are some death penalties that shouldn't have happened.
What's Caden's homie's name?
Eric.
He said, "What happens if you murder someone for revenge?" And May's like, "That's wrong.
That's murder."
Well, I'm gonna tell you something, little man. Revenge, no matter what the case is, it's a double-edged sword. Nothing good will ever come from revenge. Believe you me, I've tried it. It doesn't end well. Just let time and God do their thing.
And with that, this video is brought to you by Manscaped. What are you guys? What on the lighter note? What are your plans for New Year's? As we wrap this up.
Yeah, it's true.
Figure this out morally. I'm just kidding.
I don't know. Spend time with immediate family.
Yeah.
I know we're not all going to be spending the New Year's together. We'll probably do it via WebEx or
Zoom. Zoom.
Yeah, we got to figure something out.
Yeah. I mean, we can't really do any, I think they're even cracking down more with get-togethers and whatnot.
I mean,
there's even curfews now.
Yeah, I mean, you guys got to figure this out. General public, no one should be outside. As much as we'd like to hang out, and for those of you who know the family, the Papa family, we love hanging out together. We love getting together, but we're not doing it this year because we know what's at stake. So,
did you say steak?
Yeah, and I think we will be having steak for New Year.
You guys looking forward to anything in the new year? 2021's coming up.
Just more. I don't know, dude. Honestly, clarity, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not really looking forward to anything just because I don't know what's going to happen,
He's looking forward to more meat.
You're not going to just glaze over that.
We can't just pat a girlfriend. Chill, dog.
I like that. Kiana said Papa family, what's that say? WebEx.
Yeah.
We got to figure something out.
Oh, yeah. That new Wonder Woman movie is coming out tomorrow. Is it tomorrow? No, it's Friday.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Is there a Star Wars movie coming out on Christmas?
You're
Star
wrong.
Wars.
Yeah.
You are very wrong, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just so used to Star Wars coming out on Christmas.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be doing movies in the near future just because I think they ended it, right? I think
they're focusing on Mandalorian.
Yeah. But Mandalorian takes place from between the newest movie? No. Episode 5 and 6, I think.
Eric's getting pressed right now, bro.
Yeah, let's take this last minutes to hit Eric. Eric, I want to say something before we get off. Who are you? Bro. I'm just playing. Thanks for tuning in, Eric. We really appreciate it.
But really, who are you?
Log on more.
Yeah, so down below, what do you think? How they define their morality or what?
Here's the two things we could have them comment.
Yeah.
So down below, comment, what do you struggle with morally, and what are your New Year's resolutions?
Dude, that's a good one. That's why I bring you back, man.
See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying?
I mean, I'm here too. Dang.
All right, Justin.
It's whatever.
What should they leave down below?
Nah, it's all good. Go back to him. It's all good.
That's why I brought you both back.
Oh, there we go.
Gosh.
Hello.
Keeps the conversation going.
Okay.
But thank you, chat. Always thank you. You guys are a big reason why this stuff keeps going as it does. We're limited to what we know, and we genuinely want to hear your thoughts on it. And even though they differ, it adds to conversation.
I mean, maybe we'll get that feature up to where we can take callers.
Yes, I'm trying to look into trying to take callers, and that'd
Call
be
requests,
interesting.
yeah.
So look forward to that in the new year.
Ooh,
So, we'll
dang,
see.
that's a New Year's resolution.
Just don't be weird.
Yeah, and don't forget to subscribe,
Subscribe.
Like that button, bruh.
and ding that notification bell for
Noties.
those notifications. Yeah,
Yeah.
to be
Ding it.
and share one of our videos or even share the
Sharing is
trailer.
caring.
Share
Sharing
the
is caring.
trailer. The trailer is putting a lot of time into that.
It's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
So until next week, guys, we love you.
Bye.